with everyone freaking out.
You're
not
gonna
knowing,
risk your life for $10 an hour.
Yeah.
Risk your life. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? You had a job. Well, that's a shit job, but what's the worst thing that could happen? I'm just stocking lettuce. No big deal.
Yeah, man.
It sucks, but you know what, bro? I got some benefits.
It'll
It's
be
$10 an hour.
Yeah, I'm learning how to be an artist. This is okay.
Yeah, I
while
listen
I'm
to
doing
music
that.
on my headphones while I'm there. It's cool.
Yeah, listen to audiobooks, and then suddenly you don't know what this shit is, and then people are coming in there coughing.
And you don't have any money saved up. You can't just not show up.
Probably no health insurance.
And you can't get a job anywhere else either.
Yeah.
Like, where are you going to go? Everywhere else you're going to go to get a job, they're going to be making you be around people.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Those are the jobs nobody wanted, right?
Nobody wanted those jobs, and it just felt so weird to go in there and like buy your whatever your milk ration was that you could get, and then you're like buying it from someone, and you're worried. I'm talking about the early days of the fucking thing. You're scared. We don't know what it is yet.
I remember you sent me a photograph of the meat aisle in your supermarket.
Empty.
It was empty.
Empty, and like being like in the West in America, the idea that something if you want something and you can't get it, it's because you don't have enough money.
Right.
It's not because it's not available.
Right.
What? I'm supposed to have everything available, just like that. And then suddenly you can't even get bacon.
This is what we need to think about. That was a disease that, even though it shut the country down, a lot of things kept moving. People were still allowed to drive. People still went places. Some essential businesses were allowed to stay open. People did mingle with each other, and goods did kind of get delivered. There was some flaws and some bumps, but they kind of got delivered. Now imagine where it's not like that. Imagine now like a supervolcano eruption. Imagine now like some colossal impact of a interstellar fucking object that comes slamming into Earth. Just imagine what it's like when the electricity goes down for months.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
And then you have the real scarcity that we're all terrified of, which is why we mock preppers.
Oh God, didn't we mock preppers before the pandemic?
No.
No.
Oh, what are you, a prepper? Imagine the idea of preparedness being negative.
Well, I mean, because it's blasphemy. Like basically the ignorant concept is that Western civilization, as we know it, is a permanent fixture. That's how, for it to even work, there has to be a connection to it as though it's just going to keep going. Because if you don't think it's going to keep going, then you're not going to buy the same shit. You're not going to buy stuff you have to replace in a few months. You're going to try to buy things that last. It's a whole different economy if you imagine that it's not a permanent fixture. So when preppers are like putting their stuff and learning how to like do first aid and growing their own food and buying chickens or whatever, by people, I mean me. I used to watch preppers and laugh my ass off before the pandemic. It seemed so funny to me. Like, look at them with their war games at their ranch. Idiots. What are they doing? But, and then the pandemic hits. You got kids and you don't have enough food. And the preppers do. And they're laughing at you now. They're like, oh, ha, 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 ha. What are you going to fucking do? I thought you loved your kids. I guess you don't love them that much to store up a little bit of extra food. True. And so, I think that is sort of, if you want to keep things going and enjoy, Western civilization completely, you have to pretend that this is a stable thing and not as unstable as the pandemic proved it was.
Don't you think it's also just a natural human inclination to think that things are always going to be the same?
No.
You don't think that?
I think it's a Western... It's a Western thing. It's in the East. It's not so much because they at least I've read in Tibet, they don't hide death from their kids. They're as soon as the kids can understand how to talk, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna die. Your mom will die. You're gonna die. Everyone dies. Everything changes.
Tibetan sky funeral's the wildest fucking funeral ever.
The best. Feed them to those birds.
It's kind of the way to go.
Yeah, it's
as long as you have DNA and autopsies and no one gets away with murder, because otherwise, let's exhume the body. Well,
Yeah.
They got eaten by a vulture.
Let's gather up some vulture shit and see if we can get some DNA out of it.
Joey Diaz was telling me this thing